안녕. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty good, man. Um, we just had the Set Me Free music video drop, right? Just watched that, just reacted to it, and again, I gotta say that's one of the coolest songs like ever, like of all time, dude, of all time. And now, I wanted to go right into just hearing the rest of the album because why not, dude? Like, why not? I'm gonna be listening to it anyway, and I don't want to wait. I don't want to put it off and not be able to hear it and all this other things. So I'm just gonna do this one now. Uh, we got Moonlight Sunrise, and then Set Me Free, and then there's four other songs on the track, and then there's an English version of Set Me Free. I know the rules. The way we try to do album reactions is, about two or three songs and cut it off there. But honestly, I think we'll be okay if we just go through the remaining four songs because they're all very short. You know what I mean? Like, they don't run very long. So I don't think it's going to get me in any serious trouble or anything. You know what I mean? I think it'll be all right. I've done this in the past, and I think it'll work. It should work anyway. But let's see. Now, one of the things that I was mentioning on the reaction to Set Me Free, right? I was thinking in terms of like, what's this album gonna be like when it's all put together? In other words, because the first track what we got, first music video, was for Moonlight Sunrise, and it was so good, and it was so like it's style, it's uh, a little bit moody but a little bit sweet, right? That whole concept of the contrasting between light and dark, a little bit soft, a little bit demure, a little bit sexy, a little bit dark. Um, it was such a vibe, right? It was so cool. It had its own thing going on. Set Me Free it's like very different. It's sort of a noir, new disco type of a thing going on, but does it match the vibe so well, right? Like it's like that same energy. It's a different feel. It definitely is from Moonlight Sunrise, but it's like it's got that same energy, man, right? And what I was thinking was, now this was cool, right? This was cool because first we got the video to Moonlight Sunrise, and the way that the video ends for Moonlight Sunrise, you get that shot of the mirror, right? The dresser, right, in the mirror. That's a tie-in that leads into the Set Me Free music video, right? But the album structure is the other way around. Set Me Free is the first track on the album. And when I watched the video and reacted to the song, I said it's such a clean finish. Whatever, like the way that song ends, the way Set Me Free ends, it's setting up the next track, like whatever that's going to be. Now I'm looking at the actual track list on the album, and it's an inversion. The visual and the audio are an inversion because the visuals lead in the opposite way, but on the album, Set Me Free sets up Moonlight Sunrise, and that's perfect. Set Me Free is a perfect first track song. It sets such a mood. It's so good at setting the mood and setting the tone, and the way that it has that super clean finish at the end, leading straight into Moonlight Sunrise after that. It's absolutely perfect. It's perfect. That's a perfect way to do that. Next track on the album is called Got the Thrills, right? So that's what I'm going to go ahead and check out now. Let's see. So we got Set Me Free into Moonlight Sunrise, and now their track is Got the Thrills. 마침내 시작된 밤 나를 깨우는 알람 Right here tonight 움직여 get wild You make me out of control Shaking me like a tremolo 거부할 수 없도록
맞추고 baby feel the rhythm 본능에 널 맡겨 이 없을지 몰라 baby 조금 낯선 감정 어제와는 달라 Hey there's no stopping me Show them baby how we grooving Yeah how we grooving 어처럼 delay Just like we got that thrill How we grooving Yeah how we grooving 여운 속에 남겨질래 Show them baby how we groove Got the thrill I have some chills 없어 고요한 밤은 이제 Time is still you gotta feel 틱톡 틱톡 막아 누르고 채울 수 없는 갈등 아슬해진 눈 맞춰 위태 대화로 got the thrill Yeah mystery of you and me 내가 보이니 baby got the thrills baby got the thrills you on you want yeah 이 떨림을 가져봐 Let's rock and roll baby 눈을 맞추고 baby feel the rhythm 본능에 널 맡겨 이 없을지 몰라 baby 조금 낯선 감정 어제와는 달라 Hey there's no stopping me Show them baby how we grooving 한전에 불씨가 되어 타오를게 허락해줄래 나의 진심을 Let's rock and roll 난 눈을 맞추고 Just feel the rhythm 본능에 널 맡겨 본능에 널 놔둬 좋아 Let everybody follow 어제와는 달라 Hey there's no stopping me Show them baby how we grooving 기대해왔잖아 아픈 내일은 없는 거야 Just move it, groove it, move it Show them we go 가져가나 없는 거야 Just move it, just move it, move it Show them baby how we grooving
This album has such a it's almost like a dreamy type of a feel to it. The way all of these tracks are produced, there's this sort of ambient quality to all of them. You know, it has all these different elements. This is not uncharacteristic of Twice or even of the K-pop, like genre, if you will. But the way that these tracks are put together, you know, it feels like it's doesn't have a time. In other words, like to past, present, future. It doesn't have a tense, right? It doesn't have like a. It could be anything. It could be anything. It's so dreamlike. It's so it's almost like a type of fantasy. This song really, you know, the post-chorus section of this part really reminds me of Talk That Talk. I kind of like the Talk That Talk chorus. And pre-chorus actually. Absolutely fantastic vocal work. They sound every single track on this album. The vocals have been just absolutely killing it. Just everything. The rhythms, the actual delivery. You know, the tone. Everything is so good. Like I'm not sure. They're always good, but I mean they're like so dialed in this time. You know what I mean? Like they're on it. They're on point. The percussion in this one is really good, especially coming back, you know, like into those chorus sections. The way it builds up. There's some really nice synth keys that are in the mix here. They're basically whole notes. They're just chunking out the chords in the progression, and then the guitar work. This sounds like a band is playing this track. You know that because there's a lot of the bass and sort of rhythm guitar parts that you can hear. I'm almost certain that these are being played, and it almost has like a funk style to it, because the way they're being played, it almost has like a percussive quality to it. The tone's not really the emphasis; it's the rhythm. The keys that you hear that are playing the chords. It's very, very warm. It's such a warm sound, and the way they sustain, they're pretty much playing whole notes. That's what's giving you most of your tone, color, and everything underneath the vocal lines. The rhythm work is emphasizing the actual rhythms. So it's very percussive the way that those are being played, the bass and the guitar. Um, it did remind me a little bit of Talk That Talk, especially that I think it's the post chorus section. Um, but again, really, really cool. Each track has this dreaminess to it. You know what I mean? It's very like almost like a very ideal type of a thing. You know, like it seemed to convey just like the Ready to Be, right? This album title. These songs have this feeling of like what could be. You know, like that's kind of the feeling that I'm starting to get, is these very idealistic concepts of like a great sort of condition or state that can be reached. It can be like it's aspiring to be something. And that's you can feel it, you can hear it in these songs, in the progressions, in the way that every line is sung. There's a obvious direction that everything is like oriented in, and it's this concept of like what could be, what will be, what should be, and it's like your dreams, it's like your aspirations and your wants, you know, like the things that you want to accomplish, and the places you want to reach. I'm already getting that, and I'm only three songs in, really. Okay, next track is Blame It On Me.
강렬하게 이끌린 채로 깊어져가 거부할 수 없이 홀린 듯이 We'll be wonderful together, I know. Hey yeah, 달콤하게 녹아들어 더욱 짙어져가 온몸을 감싸도는 열기 We'll be wonderful together, you know. You are so into me, you are so into me. You falling for me, you falling for me. Oh, you can escape 네 모든 감각들을 자극해 치명적인 내 매력 속에 out of control now. 내게 책임들을 묻지 마, 이건 내 탓이 아니야. Just aura in my charms 온종일 정신 못 차리지. Don't you cry about me, baby. Don't blame it on me, yeah. Don't blame it on me, yeah. 멈출 수 없잖아. 자꾸 끌리잖아. Attractive 난 원망하지 마, yeah. It's not my fault that you fell for me. 완전히 사로잡힌 말 더 빠져들어가고 있지만 Yeah, no, you can't escape 내 모든 감각들을 자극해 치명적인 내 매력 속에 out of control now. 내게 책임들을 묻지 마, 이건 내 탓이 아니야. Just aura in my charms 온종일 정신 못 차리지. Don't you cry about me, baby. Don't blame it on me, yeah.
Dude, this is insane. Uh, it was like the White Stripes almost. You know what I mean? Um, oh, excuse me. I have allergies right now, but um, yeah, this reminded me of something like the White Stripes. There's almost like a country, folky type of feel to it. We got four on the floor percussion, man, in the beginning, like that. The kick is just pounding out four, boom, 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 boom. That guitar, oh, this is so cool. This is so cool, dude. This like the you'll probably see a lot of covers of this song because this is made for that, dude. This song is made to be covered by all kinds of different, acoustic arrangements, band arrangements, keyboard arrangements. You're gonna see it all. Um, what a cool the little portamento slides on the bass, right, to come back or to bring the verse back around. Boom. Um, uh, oh, and the vocals too. The vocals again, so good, man. The types of effects, the production on this mix, right, there's so much space, the application of reverb, right, everything, it feels like it's just a massive space. um the way the kick sounds, especially the way that the guitar sounds, right, um and the vocals too, like once you start to hear that chest voice, once they really start projecting, you know, it's so big, there's so much space, the way that this track has been engineered. um Really, really awesome. The guitar sounds, it's amazing, dude. It's amazing, it's incredible. Like this, whoever whoever got to play on this track, on these tracks for this album, dude, this is so much fun. These are fun. These are all fun songs. Like every part is just really, really awesome. A little bit minimalist, right, but it builds up. The breakdown section, right, all of a sudden we had that like swelling reverse tape type of effect that came onto the guitar part. The attack was delayed, right? Like it's played, and then you hear like the chord sound comes in later, like it comes up in its level, right? Because the type of effect that's being applied there, and it's so cool, man. Again, it has this type of ambience to it, right? Like, um, and it really did remind me of like the White Stripes or something like that, especially the percussion work, the way that it's just like boom, boom, boom. It wasn't until the very last, like towards the end, last chorus section, that we started to get all the sort of like snare hits over 2 and 4. You know what I mean? It started to come in boom, boom. There was some double stops in there too, right? Boom. Um, it built itself up, more and more, but it has this coolness to it, and the way they sort of have engineered the space for this track. It's massive. It's a massive space. um this song right here will be like extremely popular. And a lot of people are going to cover this song. That's the way I feel. I already want to play it. Like, as I'm listening to this, I'm like, oh, definitely, dude, definitely. I gotta play. You gotta play this. You gotta play this. You can't not play this. That's not allowed. You there's no way you cannot play this song. It's really, really cool. It's probably the like, from the feel of the first few tracks, right, from Set Me Free, Moonlight Sunrise, and Got the Thrills. this one has its own feel. The biggest sort of contrast now, because we've jumped stylistically a bit. You know what I mean? No more emphasis on synth, right? That's not, the synth is not working much in this track. This has a very organic, like I said, almost folky country type of a feel to it. Um, and really just big vocals, right? Big vocals, man. Everything like this everything about this is just massive, like it's huge, right? And I guess it's this what do you call it? This declaration, this don't blame it on me, right? Like it's very very cool, man. It's again, it feels like something new, but it also reminds me of a lot of things, man. A lot of sounds that have come before it. And I'm starting to get this feel like when they say ready to be, right? Like I was saying with the last song, there is this very observable, like evident concept of what is, what will be, what should be, what could be, that direction that you want to go in. But it's also very evident that it's the sum total of everything that has been accomplished. In other words, these songs, they're very much informed by the things that they've done in the past. Like you can hear it, you can feel it, while at the same time also being something new and something fresh and something indicating the direction that it wants to go in. It's so cool, man. It's so cool. So far every track is really good, dude. It's really good. Like this is really really good. Man, I just okay. Next track is Wallflower, and then we just got one more after this, so I think we're gonna be all right.
무슨 생각하니? In the eyes 너를 감싼 묘한 긴장감 어색한 표정 What's on your mind 꺼내게 될 거야 너의 맘 I shy I wonder why 좀 더 가까이 와 Flowing time 더워진 baby 흐르는 널 맡겨 Won't you dance on me wallflower 벅찬 떨림이 어지럽게 너를 흔들지 숨겨왔던 맘을 훔치지 Dance on me, dance on me Wallflower 숨이 가빠진 이미 반응하는 빨라진 조짐 Somewhere tonight feels meant to be Dance with me, dance with me Wallflower, Don't overthink it 뜨거워진 feel Baby let go and just feel the beat 이미 너는 나 말고 blur What it feels like to be loved 시계 추가기 웃는 순간 Are you shy? I wonder why 네 맘을 꺼내봐 Wasting time 떠난 그만 리듬 속에 널 맡겨 Won't you dance with me wallflower 벅찬 떨림이 어지럽게 너를 흔들지 숨겨왔던 맘을 훔치지 Dance with me, dance with me Wallflower 숨이 가빠진 이미 반응하는 빨라진 조짐 Somewhere tonight feels meant to be Dance with me, dance with me Dance with me Dance with me wallflower Let me see Oh yeah, yeah. Dance with me, Wallflower.
Oh, so good. This might be, well, so far this is probably my favorite one. Um, Sound like, the Wallflower is somebody that they're wanting to entice, someone they're wanting to engage in some sort of interaction, right? But what a cool song, dude! What it's so like almost like a funk, like a noir funk type of a sound. It was such a great intro sound that they were using. I don't know what type of like lo-fi type of bit gritty type of effect that was on that intro sort of melody chord progression that was going on. Um, some incredibly like dreamy vocals going on here, especially the independent lines, that start coming in towards the end. There's a beautiful sound like in this song. Um, every movement into verse, out of verse, into chorus. It's such a great transitions in between each of the sections. This is a super cool track, and it's so good. This is so good, man. Um, the keys, the rhythm section, the way that it's playing through this chord progression, uh, man, it's too good. Like it's just too good. It's just sheer condensed, like just coolness and just awesomeness. It's so God, everything is like a dream. Every song on this album is, it's like a dream. I can't I can't really like explain it, more than that. It's you either understand what I'm talking about, or perhaps not, but it's all just it's all just so perfect. It's God, it's incredible. It's incredible. This is one of the this is one of the best things I've ever heard in terms of like a musical production. This is really incredible stuff. I I still wish that the tracks maybe ran a little bit longer, but it's not bad. It's actually not bad. I was a little bit worried that the tracks would be a little bit too short. You know what I mean? But no, it doesn't. Everything feels right. Everything feels like it was done with enough consideration, with enough thought. I was worried because sometimes you gotta like do whatever's right for the song. And my concern before the album was released was like, will that be the case? Will they be able um to treat each song the way that it deserves to be treated, if that makes sense, right? And I'm not. It's not a concern. It's not even an issue. Um, this was fantastic. It's a dance in a dream. It's everything about it. It's so crazy, dude. Everything about this album is this wonderful concept of idealistic potential. This wonderful distillation of what could be. This it's it's better than I would have ever or could have ever anticipated. Um, they keep getting better and better. They keep working and evolving into the right direction. The right everything is just what it should be. It's exactly what it should be. It's exactly what it needs to be. And it's like a dream. It's like a dream. This album is like it's like this sound of your dreams. I don't know, that maybe that's just a personal take or whatever, but but I probably am not the only one. Okay, last track, Crazy Stupid Love. Let's see.
Yeah. 지겨운 레퍼토리 반복되는 conflict 시작은 좋았던 너와 나 짧고 강한 설렘감을 남기엔 부질없는 거짓말에 지쳐 Differences between you and me 앞으로도 달라질 건 없어 흩어지는 emotion 점점 멀어지는 걸 Don't wanna keep the best way to swing move 다 부서지고 뒤덮인 그리워진 memories No way, no, no way I'm so boring, crazy, stupid love That crazy, stupid love Oh yeah, that crazy love That crazy, stupid love I'm so done with crazy, stupid love 바보같이 어리석은 사랑 그만할래 한결같이 변함없는 네가 이해 안 돼 조절이 안 돼 변덕이 너무 심해 좀 비켜줄래 진심 따윈 없는 듯 너무 차갑게 식어버린 온도 Can't you see it's over Differences between you and me 앞으로도 달라질 건 없어 흩어지는 emotion 점점 멀어지는 걸 Don't wanna keep the pace with your swing move 다 부서지고 뒤덮인 그리워진 memories No way, no, no way I'm so done with crazy stupid love The crazy stupid love Oh yeah, that crazy love The crazy stupid love I'm so done with crazy stupid love You promised me that you try to be honest Done with your fake love I better be going 상처 같은 어린 밤 어벼운 lights 깊은 한숨만 짙어져가 싸늘한 공기 속 온갖 감정에 마구 뒤엉켜져 It's too late 돌이키기엔 이미 미련 없이 흩어지는 점점 멀어지는 걸 Don't wanna keep the pace with your swing move 다 부서지고 뒤덮인 그리워진 memories No way, no, no way I'm so done with crazy stupid love The crazy stupid love Oh yeah, crazy love The crazy stupid love I'm so done with crazy stupid love
Another song that will be covered. Another song that will be covered. Again, a fantastic guitar rhythm part in this. Amazing vocals, incredible stuff, dude. There's like high notes, really powerful high notes that are going on. At the same time, there's little airy falsetto licks, vocal licks that are going on, and the harmonies are just they're absurd. They're so good. It's like it's stupid, like it's crazy stupid good, like it's so good, dude. It's so rich. What I was gonna say about the previous song Wallflower, but I was so like caught up. I'm so just in love with this entire work, with this entire production. The bass the bass on this song, the raps, the rap, it's so signature twice raps rhythms, right? It's so good, dude. It's so them. Um but the bass sounds across this entire album, the bass sounds are some of the best bass sounds that I've ever heard, ever, of all time. The bass parts in the mixes for this album are so good, dude. They're so good. They're so clean. They're massive. They're powerful. They have weight. Um, they move the song. The bass is supposed to do that. The bass voice in any song is what moves the progression, the chord progression through. It moves that along. It moves the song through its chord progression. Is what I'm trying to say. The bass on this album is insanely good. It's nuts. It's nuts. Of of all things, right? To do with this album, I'm telling you, the bass on this album is some of the best work that's ever been done. In term, like the progressions, the chord progressions, of course they're excellent, right? Everything is composed very well. The specific bass voicings, whether they go with a synth bass sound or a played instrumental bass sound, everything is EQ'd, balanced. The effects are applied. It's perfect. It's perfect. Okay. And everything else in the mix has the exact same level of consideration, of thoughtfulness applied to it. Um, this song right here, because of its chord, because of it, the way its rhythm is done on guitar, um, and these vocals are insane. This is another song that will be covered, like for sure. Every song on this album is something that you could cover, because they're so good. Like they're so good. Um, and something that I had noticed, like it's very concise. What we have is like songs that have been shortened up by keeping our phrasings for each section overall a little bit more concise, um, and not having, you know, because if you look at some of the other songs, off of some of the other albums, you might have like a bridge section where your phrase structures are a little bit longer. Typically in most popular music, you'll see 8 bar phrases and you might have that. You might have it occur 2 times within, let's say, a bridge section. So overall, you're talking about 2 8-bar phrases or 16 measures. This is just a more concise approach where instead of having an entire 16 measure sort of section, it's just 8 bar, an 8 bar phrase that you get. Um, but it's very, very clever the way that it either breaks down or builds up. Uh, and everything is just, balanced in that way. Just, I'm sort of understanding the approach, because like I said before, I was a little bit concerned about shortening up the songs, but it's not. It's not even an issue. It was done with such intention, with such care, with such consideration for all of the parts. And I think everything is beautifully balanced on this entire album. It really is. It's like a dream. That's the only thing that I could say. That this is. It's so good. It's so good. Um, it's incredible stuff, man. If if they do this album material, live at the concert, it's gonna be insane, man. It's gonna be wild, dude. It's gonna be wild. This album is so good, dude. So I mean, they set the new pre-order record. This thing is gonna sell, dude. It's just gonna sell like crazy. The downloads, the streams. This is gonna be nuts, dude. This is gonna be nuts. It's so good. You want like this is a prime. This is like like I said, it's informed by all of the work that's been done leading up until this point, and it conveys this feeling and this idea of what is the potential and what could be the direction that you want to go in of your dreams. And they said all this, Chaeyoung said it at the Billboard acceptance speech, that they were advancing, towards their dreams, right? That's what they've been doing. And it's in this album. This album is absolutely like what it means to dream about something bigger. That's what this album is. And it's so brilliant because it manages to do this while also being so concise and so measured, and actually like pulling back on having like shorter running tracks, but they absolutely say what needs to be said. It's kind of a game changer. Like, if I'm being honest, from everything that I know and from everything I've experienced so far, this album is kind of a game changer. Like, for the better. This is going to have an impact. It's going to be massive. I've been saying it. All the while, that this is going to be a massive year for Twice, a massive year for Once, and this is this is everything that it's supposed to be. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. It's insane. It's insane. It's insanely good. It's insanely good. I'm moved. I feel really good. As a fan of music, as a fan of Twice, as a Once, I'm feeling a kind of incredible. You know what I mean? After hearing the album, and I'm going to be listening to it. All night tonight. I'm going to be listening to this. This is a fantastic album that has, like I said, the absolute best bass production that you've ever heard. Brilliant composition, rhythms, right? Rhythm parts, the structures and all of that. Some fantastic vocal work. So, signature sounds, signature Twice vocal works in the raps, in the melodies, the harmonizations. This is the culmination of so much work and so much practice and so much development and so much aspiration and intention and determination and and that's why the concept is ready to be. This is like, it's like training for years and years and years to get your black belt in the martial arts. And when you finally get that black belt, right, you get told, like, okay, now you're ready to start practicing martial arts. and you're like, wait, what? I've been practicing for years, dude. Like, you know what I mean? No, you have to reach a certain level of understanding before you can properly express yourself. And that's what this album is. It's like they've reached a certain level of experience and understanding and expertise and skill and talent and all of these things, and they're ready to express it all. And it's an incredible thing. It's really, really amazing. Well, that's Twice's 12th mini album. They just decided that they were going to change the whole game on us. So this is an incredible album. It's a beautiful and brilliant work, a piece of production, of songwriting, composition. Everything on it is absolutely fantastic. It is literally a dream. It's just literally like the work of dreams, and it's fantastic. Yeah. So, you know, I hope you pre-ordered it. I hope you get to see them on the tour. Go ahead and spin this one. Spin this one all day and all night. That's what's going to be going on here. So until next time, you know what I mean? Just, you know what to do once. You know what to do.